Yo,
Yo, what's up, bro? You have some? Are you technologically challenged, my guy?
evidently, because I'm hitting exactly what you said. You said hit the Discord.
Yeah.
Where it says you've been invited to the
Uh huh.
the server.
Yeah.
So I click it. It says joined. All I see is general at the top, and it says fucking uh
You got to click on the channel, and then you got to go into one of the voice channels inside of my Discord. It's a little weird. It's like man, I wish you had my stuff up. I could show you, but like, and plus you're on a phone, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's I mean, it looks a little different on your phone. So like when you open Discord on your phone, right? You open Discord on your left hand side. You should see all these little chat rooms, right? If you don't, at the
Yep.
top left hand corner is a little. There's like three bars, right? You click on that, right? And unless you got other homies that got our own Discord, you should see my little purple beat club beats, right? You click on
Yeah, I
it.
got yeah.
When you click that
Yep.
on the left, you should see when you scroll down, you should see ones that have little voice boxes on them, and you'll see in there like Married with Children's got Edgar in there. He's a dude I was talking to, which
Yeah.
a lot of times he just shows up, so he was in there just kind of talking to me about some bullshit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So which one should I be in?
well, it doesn't matter now because I just did a call to you, which is fine. Honestly, it really doesn't fucking matter. I really just did it because in case you wanted to get on cam, you could get on cam even with your phone, and you would be on my stream that way. But you didn't do it last time. We just kind of talked, and I just had a different thing open on the stream, right? Which I'll do now. So,
Yeah.
and that works. Like, hey, look, whatever works. This is fine. This is a okay. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, man. So what's up? What's up, everybody? We got a another episode 2, man. Episode 2 right here of shooting the shiz with Beats and Crackerican, right? I plan
We
on
got
hopefully.
special guest.
Oh, we got special guest today.
We got a special guest on this. We got my boy Davis. He's also a talented musician, and we're sitting here making beats and doing making some music. So
Oh, okay.
he's an old school wrestling fan as well. So I'm curious to see. He wanted to weigh in on those the rap shit too, because that was it was interesting how yours and his actually matched up for different reasons.
All right. So so is he here now, or is he in Discord, or is he sitting with you?
Yeah,
Or,
even early. Exactly.
oh, what's up? What's up? Oh, he's sitting with you on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. So we wanna go back and hold on. So let me close my game. Hold on a second. So that way it doesn't. That way I'm not sucking up FPS with the damn game. All right, all right. So let's see. All right, so we'll put this over here. Oh no, we don't even need to put the Discord on the server. Actually, we can just leave it like this. I'll just leave my back top to my screen right now. But all right, so you Davis, right? So Davis wants to weigh in on last week's. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna put it in my chat right here. All right. So Davis, now he already saw our video, or he knows what ours are. Or
No, I've actually got mine pulled up right in front of him just so you can see what I have, but I don't actually have a copy of yours.
okay, okay. You don't have a copy of mine. All right. So let me do this. Let me go to.
I just
Hmm.
did it from memory. I just remembered that you had Busta on your list and you also had M on your list high up there.
Yeah, I put it in the YouTube video. I put our list in the YouTube video. So let me go to the YouTube video and let me pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna go down to the list, and then I'll throw up both of our lists. I don't know how you'll be able to see it or what it'll look like if I try to cut and paste this. Hold on. I'll message it to you right here. There's that. Okay, it looks like it came up cool on mine. I don't know what that's gonna look like on your cell phone, but it cut and pasted just like it is on YouTube, right?
Yeah, done.
All right, cool, cool. So you guys got the list. I mean, we already know each other, so I guess we could go back and go to what Davis has got, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so here's what I'll do then. I'm gonna see if I can grab. Let me do it like this. Let me grab the. Let me grab that, and let me. And of course, it went backwards. It's so weird, bro. All right, so it it did that. Let's do it like this. Let's do. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can update this. So there's that. Okay. All right. So I don't know how. I mean, he's got our list. So then, I guess what we could do
Let's see how they
is,
stack up against his list.
yeah. So I'm gonna make his list
So
just
what?
so I can add a comment.
So at number 5,
Yeah.
at number 5, I got Ti.
Oh, you got Ti.
And I
Okay.
got Ti at number. I got Ti at number 5 because without Ti, bro, there would be no trap rap whatsoever, no
Trap
trap
rap.
beats.
True.
Yeah,
True
yeah,
story. Yeah. And Ti,
Yeah,
Ti for me is good too, man. Ti's got some bangers, man. He calls himself the king of the South, and I mean, you know,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of something big to self-proclaim, but like, dude's pretty much on point, right? Like for an ATL rapper, if we were doing ATL rappers, he'd probably definitely be in my top 5. Like,
Yeah.
Might be his number. Was it number 4?
Well, number 4 is weighing in at number 4 is Outkast.
Outkast as a group. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right,
Big Outkast.
so Chris kind of had the same thing. So he said, so we were doing top 5 rappers, right? So are you more of like on the Dre side or the Big Boy side?
That's a tough one.
Right? See, that's because he was like, he won a Black Star, right? I'm like, well, we could do groups or even duos in another one, right? But like solo rappers, right?
So okay. So number 4, my replacement for number 4 would be Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Okay, fair.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jay-Z's amazing. He was my number 5.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, he's done and not
Right.
and not just for the rap. Oh man, I messed that up real bad. But not just for the rap community. Like, for the rap community, but like he's done a lot of stuff for rappers, right? Like I don't know if you saw that list, but he let's see, he helped what was the rapper 21 Savage stay out of basically be able to stay in the country, right? Like, dude was having problems, kept in the country. Because I'm on like this hip hop thing on Facebook. What else did he do? He did he's helped so many rappers, man. I can't even think of all the list.
Oh yeah.
There was somebody he helped out I think it was Lil Wayne. He helped Lil Wayne when he was having, I think it was financial problems. He helped Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's a couple off the top that I remember, right? So all right, so Jay-Z number 4. That's 100%. I get it.
Yes, sir. At number 3, I'm from North Carolina, so I might sound a little biased on this one, but J. Cole.
No, that's not biased. That's not just because you're from North Carolina. I think Chris is. I think it was his like 2 or 3 was J. Cole.
Yeah, Chris is 3. Yeah, J. Cole.
Yeah, his 3 was J. Cole. Yeah.
Man, Cole is just. I mean, I would have put him on the up and coming list, but I mean, he's arrived. Like,
he's been here. Like, he's been here. I mean, that's just like who was somebody else that came out around when he did? Kinda. I'm trying to think. I feel like when Kendrick, right? Like a lot of people like Kendrick Lamar, they're on his list, and I understand that too. And I know Kendrick and J. Cole were similar time arrivals, roughly.
Yeah.
Maybe not exact, but they were pretty close.
Around the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
and J. Cole's got lyrically. I mean, he's not just like got good songs. Like he's just lyrically really good too.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. His lyrical content is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
he's one of those dudes that you hear rap a song and you got to go back and listen to it 12 times. Like, wait, what did he say?
Right. Yeah, man. Like I to be honest, I haven't listened to a J. Cole album I haven't liked, and that's just real.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Like he goes on the list.
Yeah.
My number 2 and number 1, that's my toss up.
That's your okay. So you kind of got like a 2 and 1, but they're really close.
They neck and neck for me.
Okay.
My favorite rapper of all time, I guess I have to put at number 1. So at number 2 would be Eminem for me.
Eminem. Okay.
Just cause, oh man, yeah, Shady man. His flow is undeniable. Like it's just you gotta hand this man his flowers, man. Like it's what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
And I hear and you heard like I don't know if you guys saw the recent stuff with Eminem and Melly Mel, but like you know, I'm not trying to be biased, but like Melly Mel's kind of washed up, and dude hasn't done anything that I'm really aware of that's like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. And then he's trying to shit on Eminem, and it's just kind of funny. And Eminem just refused to do so, I guess, because Melly Mel has some sort of, and I didn't know this, but I guess he has some sort of mental condition at this point in his life. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that either.
Yeah, so yeah, if you guys look that up, Melly Mel is number one. Like, let's Google this real quick, but dude is like mad ripped, right? Like, let me Google this shit real quick. Let's see, Melly Mel age. See, he's 62 years old, bro. But this dude looks like he just ate like 12 packs of steroids before he showed up to the gym. On God, right? And at 62, so I mean, clearly the guy's—he's not just eating Wheaties. He's eating something with his Wheaties. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I'm like, this guy's 62, and there's nothing against a 62-year-old rapper, but what I'm saying is like, I mean, like he said some shit like calling Eminem Pee Wee Herman and shit. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't even think you're on anybody's top 100 is doing anything, to be real honest. Like, no offense to the guy, I know he's an OG. But his raps to me are just, man.
He's not in my either one of my lists. So that being said, yeah, he don't really got no ring to speak on.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's like I saw some nonsense of LeBron James could beat Mike Tyson in a boxing match, and I'm like, okay.
That's hilarious.
Right. Exactly. It's hilarious. That's what it is to me when I saw this. I'm like, what? Oh, so. That's awesome. All right, so Eminem's your number 2. That was my number 3.
Yeah. Eminem's at number 2 for me. At number 1, my favorite rapper of all time. Another rapper I haven't heard an album of his that I haven't liked. And that's Busta Rhymes, Bust the Bus.
Yeah, he's got new stuff out too.
Oh yeah, man. His lyrical content, and it's like the crazy part about number 2 and number 1 is the older that they get. It's like wine,
right?
You know,
they just keep getting better and better, right? Like
it's better and better.
Yeah, it's like you can go back and listen to Eminem and Busta Rhymes' first albums, but you can also pick up the latest one they dropped, which I truthfully don't know, because Busta was my number 4, but I don't know what his most recent album is and or was. Like, I'm looking it up now, but a lot of people are coming out with just singles lately, but.
It was a extinction level event too. I can tell you that off gate. I'm a Busta fan, bro.
Oh, really? It is? Okay. Yeah, extinction level event too. Yeah, the Wrath of God, 2020. Wow.
Yeah.
So he still needs to be coming out with something soon, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I mean, he's touring right now, which means that he's doing the pickup.
Yeah. That's crazy because Extinction Level 1 came out in '98, bro, which is crazy. See, I started really getting into Busta. I heard of him when The Coming dropped, but I was really into Busta in '97 then. It was '97 when I was really just into Busta's music big time. Like, that whole album was a banger in my opinion. But yeah, I get that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a good list. And then I guess if we want to do that, we also had what do we have, like 3 honorable mentions, like in order 1, 2, 3.
So honorable mentions. I'm gonna go at number 3. Who was my number 3, dude? I totally forgot.
Yeah, see, that's why I told Chris, I'm like, bro, write them down because you'll let something slip your mind talking about all this stuff. It happens, trust me.
All right. At number 3, I'm just gonna say Slick Rick.
Slick Rick, no, Slick Rick.
Oh yeah. Without Slick Rick, there would have been no Nas. There would have been no, you know what I'm saying?
True.
No Jay-Z. Like as far as storytelling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At number 2, I'm gonna have to say, and this is actually a new one on number 2. I'm kind of switching my list up here, but at number 2, I'm gonna have to put Rakim as far as with the gangster rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be no Mobb Deep without Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay homage to the ones before. and that's the way I look at it as far as my honorable mentions. At number one,
Yeah.
my number one is KRS-One.
Oh, okay. So some OG shit. All right. Yeah.
Hands down. When it comes to lyrical content, he's another rapper who's still doing it right now. He actually had a new single come out not too long ago, and when I say he's on like little whatever, whoever these new rappers, you know what I'm saying, what I call themselves, man, he's on their level and surpassed, bro. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That's a good list, man. Because your honorable mentions is definitely some real OGs, and then like I feel like me and Chris's list, like yeah, sure. If you asked me back in the '90s, my list isn't in the '90s what it is today. It's completely different, right? So it's like.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those things. And mine evolves. I don't just put somebody on like, you know, like a lot of people like to call it the Mount Rushmore, like your top 4, right? But like, it could change, right? Like I could hear some shit tomorrow and be like, oh damn, and then just if they keep it coming, that's where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
That's why Scrubby got so hot for me. Like Cal Scrubby got number 2 because like I wouldn't have put. I mean, I didn't even know who he was 2 years ago. So like,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to put my list. Exactly. But that dude is fucking. He's on point. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and like, I feel like he's one of the next to blow. Like the Independents, like you know that who the fuck is that dude? The white dude, Tom McDonald.
Yeah.
Like
Tom
he did shit independent. Yeah, Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald.
He was trying to do that shock rap shit. It's pretty much what it was. Like he was taking political content, and he was like essentially.
He's like the guy that just had a song come out with another guy that was on the Billboard #1 rap list like this week or something or last week. Can't think of his name's a white guy. Damn, who is it? Now it's gonna like disturb my mind. And he's actually a really good rapper, dude. He's got like a lot of face tattoos and shit. Looks kind of gnarly. I'm trying to think of dudes.
It's always the same though. It's always the same exact flow, and it's always the same voice. And he's
he is that guy. He is the guy with the same flow and same voice. But then again, like, okay, so you look at somebody like, you know, like me and Davis, we both like Busta Rhymes. I mean, you know what to expect coming out of him. You know what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's kind of a thing, but it's got to be like the right thing on your level. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think it's Hip Hop Diary. I think
it's not Adam Sandler. It's an Adam Sandler movie. When you watch an Adam Sandler movie, you're not expecting him to do this big role. You're expecting him to be him, just like Will Ferrell is essentially Will Ferrell in every movie.
Exactly, dude.
Like you're not expecting him to transform and be somebody else or pretend. It's just like him put in a different situation.
Yeah, I think the one that shocked everybody when it comes to actors, the one that shocked everybody from playing a comedic role to a serious role would be Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, because he did like the Truman Show, right? And he did that scary movie. Was it called 23 or 21?
Yeah, number 23. Yeah.
That movie was
number 20.
mad weird, bro. It was a good movie, but it was definitely like out of his pocket, right? But that's kind of what I'm saying with that. Okay.
So my favorite like weird movie that he did was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah, I don't
you seen that one, Jeff?
I may have. I've seen like a lot of his movies. You know, so. Oh man, that's a good one.
Dude, that's one that's fucking that's one that got me because it was you didn't expect that from him, and it was kind of like self-deprecating and like just a really you don't expect him to do. It's like what Robin Williams did like. He started out with the photo 24-hour photo?
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Hey, listen to this, though. This is I just read this, too. So, J. Cole says 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying is the best album of all time, right above Thriller.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's a valid statement, dude, because 50 Cent, he wasn't on any of my stuff, but I just haven't listened to his music recently. But if somebody punches in Get Rich or Die Trying, I'm gonna be bumping that for days. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I played the shit out of that album.
When you're reminded of good music, like later on, it always comes back just as hard. You're like, oh yeah, what the fuck? Why haven't I played this?
Why haven't I listened to this in forever? Shit. Who stole this?
Right.
All right. So back to the rappers. So we also had 2 up and coming. So who would be your 2 up and coming like that might make it on your list at some point?
Uh, so there's a rapper from North Carolina, Japanese cat named G Yamazawa.
I don't. We'll just say G Yamazawa. All right,
G and then Yamazawa. If
Yamazawa.
if
Okay.
you haven't heard him, um, check out his 1990 interlude when you look him up on like Spotify. That's literally the name of the it's an interlude, but it's like a little beat that he does a little freestyle off of. It's
Oh,
man,
G
yeah, it's sick.
Yamazawa, musical artist. Here it is.
Yeah.
G Yamazawa. Wow, I spelled that wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
Yamazawa.
Yeah.
All right, and it's.
I
I thought it
think
was a
I'm in.
hyphen. There's no hyphen, by the way. It's just G space Yamazawa.
Yeah, G space Yamazawa.
Okay, we'll have to check him out. And that's another thing,
Yeah.
Davis. If you get Discord, I guess you and Chris are sharing a cell phone. I got a Discord. We got a music channel, and I also do a Reacts stream on Monday. And one of my other viewers, they came in and dropped a bunch of tracks, and they were listening to our conversation and communicating with us on the stream, and they were dropping it in there. Now, you know who and what movie you remind me of, Beats? Oh shit, which one's that, X? But yeah, he shows up and he talks, and like he's not in here in this Discord with us because it's just me and Chris, but he comes on the stream sometimes and shows up.
Right. Okay.
My pally said Boogie Nights. You fucking silly. Robert Matthew Van Winkle. Isn't that Vanilla Ice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, man. You know what's kind of funny? Like, people have called me that. People have called me Marky Mark. People have called me, what's the other white guy? Rob Van Winkle, Marky Mark. There's another white guy. Oh, Justin. They said Justin Timberlake. I'm like, bitch, I ain't got curly hair. What the fuck? Like, but Justin Timberlake can beatbox, so to be fair, cool as ice.
JT the man. Like,
JT's
every
the
Christmas I
truth.
tell my girl I'm gonna give her the D in the box, bro.
Yeah. All right, so G Yamazawa, that's a new one for me. And then who else you got?
And my other up and coming man, it's a toss up because there's like Chris. I see Chris got Joyner and Logic, so it's a toss up between the two for me on those two, man. It's a tough one. No, you can't deny Joyner, but Logic's been coming with heat, bro.
Oh,
like,
Logic,
for
yeah.
a long time.
Those are both good, dude. Those are both when people mention both of all those people, man, like and I'm not one of them, but I've heard some people mention people like like G Easy. I'm like, wow, really? Okay. I mean, he's got some stuff, but I like some of his stuff. It's catchy, but like I just don't feel like he's put out enough, or at least enough content that I've heard that I've liked enough to be like, wow, this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I just wanted to catch him up because we had talked about that today, like, and I like his list, and it's actually it almost is the middle between mine and yours. Only he added some old school. Like, I didn't add any old school to mine other than if you consider Devin the Duke old school.
Yeah, and I'm posting this. What I'm gonna do is, just so you know, Davis, I'm gonna throw you this. I'm gonna go back to the original YouTube video, and I'm just gonna drop that in the replies to ours, and I'm just gonna put up here. I'm just gonna put Davis list, Davis top 5. Top 5.
Nice. Appreciate that.
So it's in the reply, and if you got any socials that you want to throw up there, just let me know. Like, I could put them up there too. Like, but it's on the YouTube video. It's down in the comments, and
right.
I mean, we ain't got a ton of traction on it yet, but it's one of those things. Like, I just got to find the right forums to post them in, and people catch on and tune in and check it out. But yeah, man, that's a good list. So we can start this one off. If you guys want to do, I'd say if there's 3 of us, right, just for, I don't know, purposes of maybe time, right? Because I don't like to just throw out the list and be like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Maybe we do say top 3. Maybe do like top 3, right? Top 3. We'll do top 3 and like 2 honorable mentions, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna put each of us. I'm gonna put Beats. I'm gonna put Cracker Rican, and I'm just kind of talking out loud while I'm typing this, and then I'm gonna put Davis, all right? And then I'll give myself 5 spaces. And I'm just putting this list together in Discord so I can cut and paste that and go back to it. All right. So all right, yeah. So we could do wrestlers, right? So we'll do it like this. We'll do top 3, and then we'll also do our 2 honorable mentions, right? So I guess what we'll do first is we'll do our first 2 out of the top 3. So we'll do our 3 and 2, right? And then we'll circle back. We'll do our honorable mentions. Then we'll do our number 1 type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. So I know for me, let me think. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I know for me, I'll go first on my number 3. My number 3 is definitely going to be Hulk Hogan, right? Because I just remember a kid growing up, Hulk Hogan, like being down in my grandma's basement and just having an endless supply of VHS tapes that had Hulk Hogan on it. You know what I'm saying? Like the matches he did with like Earthquake, Sergeant Slaughter. I remember him and the Warrior having a big match. And actually, that was a match where he kind of like passed the reins on to the Warrior at that point, right? That was like early 90s.
I mean, that was the 80s. That was the big thing with them two was the 80s. I mean, that's what is that? Part 3, WrestleMania 3 or 4?
No, Warrior wasn't out that early. That was Hogan.
Bro,
Yeah.
Check that shit, because that is. I remember one was it was Hogan and the Giant.
Hold on, I'll Google it. Hold on. What
Because Hogan and the Giant, you pick that motherfucker up.
I'm pretty sure it's 90 or 91 that the Warrior beat Hogan, but let me check. What WrestleMania did Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan? Because that was a big deal back then, dude. It was WrestleMania 6, and that was, what year was that?
That's 90, right?
I don't know. What year was WrestleMania? 6. 90. Yeah, that was 90. Yeah, so that was literally 1990, right? But Warrior was out before 90, but he didn't beat Hogan until 90 for the belt, because that was like, I remember seeing that. That was like a crazy match. It was a crazy ass match.
Yeah.
That was a crazy ass match, dude. But yeah. So Hogan's my number 3, and only because there's just 2 that are better. And I'll explain that why. But like, yeah. So Hogan's my number 3. So let's go to Cracker Rican. What's your number 3?
I gotta still comment on Hogan, because like I still have to this day a Hulkamania bandana that Hulk Hogan gave me at one of those WCW shitty Universal matches.
I remember that.
Like, gave it to me, like, done. That shit is that shit meant something. But even more than that, he didn't just do Hulkamania and then just die out. He did all those fucking movies. Like what was it? Was it 3 Ninjas or which one with the ninjas?
I don't know, but I know he was in a lot of cameos in movies and shit.
Yeah. Like he was doing those movies, and he did what was that shit he did? He did NWO. Like being the when he went to WCW and he became a heel, that was such a big move and a big moment in in history.
Yeah, I mean, it was, yeah. And the thing is too, another thing for me, like I got Hogan's shirt right in the closet. You know what I mean? And he's one of the guys I grew up with watching. And when you watch wrestlers today, it's like you're always it's just like rappers, right? You're always trying to compare. Like you're not trying to necessarily compare them with somebody else, but like what is it that they're doing that makes you want to listen to them more? Same thing with Hogan. Like when he would fight and wrestle, bro, it's like I had to watch this guy. He was awesome in the ring. His presence was amazing, right?
Right.
I mean, he was a star. I mean, he literally was a star.
Yeah,
but
he ran shit for years.
Bro, one of my favorite thing in the world to watch is one of my favorite. The number one thing that would bother me is the fucking fact that Hogan was essentially he was a star from the beginning, but he was on so much cocaine back in the day that if you watch some of the stuff between him and do you remember when him and Macho Man fucking they joined forces?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like when
yeah.
All right. they couldn't even talk. They were so fucking high on roids and cocaine that it was just, I mean, they couldn't they couldn't talk, they couldn't do anything other than sweat their ass off and just be like, uh, making they were just making sounds at some points.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah,
it was absurd.
dude.
I'll send you that link. I'll put that link up there because that
Here's
video
the
is hilarious.
combination that's even worse than that combination. You just said Hogan and Macho Man. Worse than Hogan and Macho Man, which you don't think it could get any worse, was fucking the Warrior and Macho Man, bro, when they were tag team partners.
Man, that was just that.
Dude,
You
I
might
was
as well
like-
have the Bush record right there.
But because it was crazy, right? Because they had that, they were like the neon dawn vibe, right? Everything was just neon pink, yellow, green, and orange like we used to rock in the 90s, bro. And yeah, same thing. You could tell they were doing some shit. Like they were doing something, right? For sure. So all right, so what you all right, so you go next, Crackerika. What's your number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Oh, Davis number 3. Okay.
All right. At number 3, I got Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Oh shit, dude. Ric Flair. Oh shit.
One of the first wrestlers I got to see and kind of got me into wrestling. I always like his showmanship.
Yeah.
He was a smooth talking son of a gun. So you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
Ric Flair was the man.
he was, and actually, like I know it's a little out of context, but it's kind of one of those things where we're gonna run into this situation, right? Because we want to talk about somebody. But like for me, growing up, when I watched Ric Flair, I knew he was amazing and awesome, right?
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, right, and I'm wearing dude's shirt right now, it says styling and profiling. Y'all can see it in the stream, and dude, like, as I've gotten older and I've went back and watched, like, you can go back and you go back and watch all these guys on their like stage rhetoric, and they're back there speaking with what's his name, Mean Gene Okerlund, right? Back there speaking with Mean Gene, bro. Ric Flair, not only was he like great then, he just stayed in the game for he literally recently last year just physically retired from wrestling. Do you realize how insane that is? Like, he had his last wrestling match last year, bro.
It shit is crazy. Like he's helped groom and help so many other wrestlers, and been an inspiration to so many people who are now wrestlers or who retired before Ric Flair. Ric Flair seen so many wrestlers come and go. It's his legacy is gonna live on, man.
Yeah, and so like
He's
that doesn't
74
even.
years old right now.
He's 70 something, right?
He's 74 right now.
Yeah. And he just stopped wrestling last year, bro. Now his daughter wrestlers.
Man.
His daughter
He used to
wrestles.
bleed. Like, that was the thing. He used to bleed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he actually did. He actually had a thing where like he would really get involved with that stuff as far as the blood, right? Like, I remember back in the day, he would play a heel a lot was the problem back in the day. Like, but if you go back and you like, we all know wrestling's like, it's real, but it's not real. It's all staged, right? Like, they know who's going to win. But when you go back and look at how many championships, Ric Flair had, it's insanely high, bro. That's why, and again, you can, but you can't at the same time compare, like, a lot of people like, oh, look, Tom Brady's got like X number of Super Bowl rings, so he's the GOAT, quarterback. Look at LeBron, he's the GOAT basketball player now, but, which is a debate, right? Jordan and LeBron, like, who's the best? Like, to me, it's still Jordan, right? Jordan's got more rings. LeBron's crushed all the stats, but that's because LeBron's played the game way longer than Jordan has, and also they play more games, and he's just been around longer than Jordan was before he retired. I remember people don't realize Jordan retired and came back. He retired and came back. So, like,
just to show,
But yeah, just like Ric Flair, dude. Yeah, I trust me, 100%. I get Ric Flair, 100%. So,
Definitely a solid one. I would say that he's with the. I was actually just talking about this today. My mom's been a fan of wrestling since before. I mean, since she was a kid. So in the early '70s and stuff, like she would
Yep.
go and watch at the local flea market. So at the flea market, people like Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Sting before he wore any of the makeup, like
Yep.
the classics were at that ring, and they fought in this ring. And my buddy that stayed, he loved wrestling. He fucking ended up. They were getting rid of that ring, so he ended up buying that ring
Oh,
just
shit.
because all the people had bought it.
That's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's gnarly. That's
Of
not
course,
the
he
one.
doesn't have it now.
No.
It's just rotting somebody's house.
Right, probably. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Sucky part.
My number 3, though. Let's see. My number 3 is actually The Rock.
Your number 3 is The Rock. Okay.
Yes,
Fair
it is The
statement.
Rock.
If you
I mean-
smile. I mean, to me, The Rock.
He went-
Yeah, The Rock's awesome, man.
He went from being the, the heel that nobody really liked and everything, and it was just funny to watch people like not like him. It was like, dude, this dude is made to be a star. Like he's lineage, like you're
Yeah.
generational. You're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And fucking when he transitioned and he wasn't a heel anymore, like when he was the people's champ, it was done. Like he was just made a star right then, and it's turned into literally billions of dollars.
For him. Yeah, because he's like some of the wrestlers that have taken their fame and stardom from WWE/WWF and, went on and made movies and shit like The Rock's.
I mean, Hogan was the first to do that. Then Rowdy Roddy Piper did it,
Yeah.
and then and his was actually good. What is it? They Live? Is that the Rowdy Piper one?
Roddy Piper, shit, dude. You asking the wrong guy because I don't remember.
Oh man, that's a crazy sci-fi flick. But then you got people like John Cena that what do you start with, the Sniper or
Oh yeah, he's starting all kind of stuff.
12
Johnson.
rounds? Yeah,
12
12 rounds was so fucking hard, man.
And it was funny
Also-
that you say Cena right after The Rock because one of Cena's favorite wrestler of all time is The Rock, right? Like that's who he idolized.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then he got all pissed off when The Rock sold out and went Hollywood, and then he ended up doing the same thing. It's like, bro,
That's where the money's at. Come on.
you did the same thing that you hated on somebody for doing, which I would never hate on.
He did, but he stuck into the game a little bit longer though.
Yeah, it's just kind of fun. Like that's. I mean, yeah, The Rock's a solid, definitely a solid person, man. Yeah, like even if he was higher on your list, like The Rock is, he's a great wrestler. And his showmanship, right? Like that's what. Let's be honest.
That's what it comes down to.
Wrestling.
That's what it is.
You could be the best. Like okay, let's take for example. And I'm sorry if this guy's on anybody's list, but like Kurt Angle, he got famous because he was a great wrestler, and then he was a little dope. And when he was in the WWE, when I was watching him, right? And then when you see videos about the guy now, you're like, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize all this terrible shit happened to him. And like, he was a very technical wrestler, but he just didn't have the showmanship like at the time. Like you had The Rock, and we won't mention others.
He's a gold medal Olympian,
He's the gold medal Olympian. And like, yeah, sure, he was real technical, but just I think a lot of people clowned on him because he'd always come out there. He was a clown. I always felt like he was a clown. You know what I mean? He was a good heel.
Honestly, he is a heel. He definitely always was a heel. Like they tried to
Right.
make him
Right.
the American hero, like he was an American gladiator style. But honestly, hell no. He was always made to be a heel because of his actual personality. It shined too much.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, so I guess I'm next for number 2, right? So I'll do number 2. So my number 2, dude. My number 2 is gonna be is Ultimate Warrior. Yep, Ultimate Warrior for me is my number 2. Now, truth be told, Ultimate Warrior used to be my number 1. But before I was a Warrior fan, I was a Hogan fan. But then, like Warrior for me, I'll tell you the match that really did it for me. Like, yeah, Hogan and Warrior fighting. I was like, oh man, this is crazy. This guy's crazy. And then I saw him when him and Rick Rude fought in a cage match. It was like at SummerSlam or some shit like that, dude. He was like, like you said, he's probably like coked out of his mind and roids or something. But dude was just on another level, bro, coming out there. And truth be told about the Ultimate Warrior too, like when I've watched some of these interviews that they do with these wrestlers, he wasn't actually very good at wrestling. Like from the technical standpoint of like not hurting people, because you're not really supposed to hurt your opponent, right? But if you don't land a move right, dude, like you look at some of the stuff like maybe like Edge and Christian did, or maybe like the Hardy Boys, right? Or even the Dudley brothers. Like if you mess that stuff up, you could kill somebody, like low key, like you know. So you know, it's not it's all a show. But if the show goes wrong, you could definitely physically harm somebody pretty bad. And the Ultimate Warrior was not. He just was not very good at the technical piece, unfortunately. But he was amazing, like show wise. Like, dude, when the Warrior came out, I just remember getting juiced up and fighting pillows in my house, man. You know what I mean?
Clean it properly and you dry it.
Yeah, and that's only because Cracker Rican wasn't around at the time.
I just cleaned the bathroom today. You better clean it.
I'm saying.
Yeah, man, that's good. So what about all right, Davis? What's your number 2?
My number 2, man. My number 2 is a tough one for me.
I'm gonna check it.
I'm gonna have to say Sting for number 2.
Sting, no shit, yeah, Stinger. Okay. Which Sting though? Like OG Sting, or did you like all the variations?
Honestly, I love the NWO Sting. I love the Sting that after NWO where he was popping up out of nowhere, or was it before? Right then, where he was popping up out of nowhere, lights will go out and he's like in the ring, like bro, I'm with that Sting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love Sting. He was I was a big Crow fan, and when he did that makeup, I was like, dude, that is badass. Like he just looked like a badass.
Yeah, I really liked the NWO times, but I just wasn't. I guess I wasn't as engaged during the NWO. That's what?
It was WCW. That's why. You know.
It's not even so much that as it was like, I didn't mind WCW. Didn't even mind ECW, right? And shit. We used to watch some. Yeah. We used to watch some OG stuff on the Japanese wrestling circuit on the ICP wrestling tapes, right? So, you know, Mick Foley, right? So,
yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So okay. So Sting. So what else about Sting? So you was an NWO Sting Chad. I got it.
Oh yeah, man. I like the early Sting too, bro. Like
yeah.
Early Sting was awesome.
Always fighting fucking Lex Luger.
Yeah.
Lex Luger, yeah, dude, all the time. Yeah.
And so, yeah, man. Sting was another one that got my attention with wrestling. You know, just one of those big names, I guess you could say. Another one who's wrestled for a long time.
Yeah, he did it for a while, dude. Long time.
A long time, man. And I just, another one whose legacy will live on.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. 100%. All right, Cracker Rican, where's your number 2 at?
I got Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, bro. What? Shawn Michaels,
dude,
D-Generation X, or the Rockers if you're a Marty Giannetti and a Shawn Michaels fan.
The Barbers.
The Barbers?
Right?
Yeah, that was Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Shawn Michaels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember them doing a whole lot before they got kind of like before they split up and they did their, like Brutus the Barber Beefcake was doing his own thing, and then Shawn Michaels linked up with Marty Giannetti. I think that's how that happened. I don't know the exact timeline on that, but yeah.
Shawn Michaels, to me, like the reason that I put him at number 2 is because not only had he been around that whole time just doing electrifying performances, like literally, like he could get a crowd going like nobody I've ever seen, other than like the big ones like The Rock does. Like The Rock always got the crowd.
Yep.
Worked.
Juiced
Stone Cold always got that.
Yep.
And that's where I'm like, Shawn Michaels, I remember when he had the Iron Man match with Bret Michaels. It was a 1 hour match,
Oh shit, yeah.
and they had to make
Most
that
falls
entertaining.
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
one of
that shit went hard as fuck for being 1 hour long. I was like, dude, they're not gonna be able to fill an hour with something interesting. They definitely did.
Yeah. That's a crazy long time to be in a ring and fight because like when you think of even like a professional boxing match, if they do, if they do 12 rounds of 5 minutes, that's an hour, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, and that's a long time to fight, dude. That's for somebody to not to like because in boxing, it might not go to the full 12. It might go 3, right?
Yeah.
But
There
if you're
was a time
doing
that was 15 though.
yeah, a long time ago was right. Was
Oh,
15?
man. Yeah. It was 15 rounds, and Ali was. That's why some debate that Ali was greater than
Yeah.
Mike Tyson because Ali's stamina. Like if you was to put them two in a 15-round match, and it goes the distance, I believe it's probably going to be Ali, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't
true
know.
story.
Tyson was a beast though. Like he was a beast on cardio. He trained, eat, motherfuckers. That's all he would do.
Yeah. Tyson was definitely built different, but so was Ali for his time.
But he was a beast that, like, I think that when presented with a challenge, I think he would step up to that challenge. That would be the thing that he went for. And I don't think there was anything that was going to stop Iron Mike Tyson at his prime.
Yeah, right, exactly.
oh man, Ali at his prime. I mean, he'll let you where Mike. He'll let Mike wear himself
Mike's
out.
got to hit him one time, though.
Yeah,
That's, all it
that's
takes.
true.
He's just got to hit him that one time.
That was
and
the
his
thing.
shit rocked.
Tyson didn't need to go the full times most of the time, right?
Wait it out. All right, fine. He was although he was a beast of a boxer, he's also very patient.
Yeah.
Like
Jackson.
he didn't stress anything. He just hit you with raw power when it was time.
True. That's true.
So I love Ali, and I think he would pretty much match up with any boxer. But you're also looking at different weight classes, really.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's how big-
Okay. If you want to go that far, where's I know we're going a little off topic, but where are you putting Floyd Mayweather? Dude never lost a fight. Technical as shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's so technical
Yeah.
that I would have to put him. I'd have to put him really high on the list because, I mean, obviously you can't deny his ability. but
Never
he
got
didn't
beat.
Yeah, but
Well-
he also went to decisions like so often. Like he wasn't a knockout champion. He was just
Didn't he
so
have? But no,
technically.
yeah, that's what I thought. But I just looked it up the other day, and he had I don't want to say it was half. That might be excessive. How many KOs
No,
did
if
Floyd?
we're going by win, there's somebody that has more wins than Mayweather, and he's like
Yeah, Pacquiao.
back in
He
the
had
day.
he had 27, so half of his wins were knockouts. And because he only
Yeah.
fought, he was 52-0, right, or something like that.
I don't know. I don't actually know his.
What was Floyd Mayweather's record? Yeah. I'm sorry. So he had 50. So more than half of his fights were knockouts, dude. So like people say like, oh, he just won him. He was a technical fighter. Like, yeah, he was technical, but dude never got knocked out, and dude did a lot of knocking out. So, it's just, and
I complain.
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a. I mean, sure, we can make a whole episode off that, right? So, all right, so we got your number 2. We got everybody's number 2. All right, so we'll go down to honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So we'll do it like we did. We'll do it backwards, right? We'll do our number 2 and then our number 1. So my number 2 honorable mention for me. Let me think this out. Hold on. I gotta make sure I got them right order. What would be The Rock? So I had The Rock at my second honorable mention, right? And dude, he's already been on Cracker Rican's list, but dude, he was just I remember the Attitude Era, man. Him and Stone Cold were right there, and he Cracker Rican was saying with the lineage and all that stuff, and dude, I just like to watch him come out and talk. Dude, I just love to watch him come out and just shit on people. It's great. It's still great. Actually, when he shows up. Yeah, he was amazing, dude. He was definitely amazing. For sure.
Yo, he just showed me what year is that? That's
Uh,
Attitude Era?
No. He would show me the
1914.
dude 1914. There's a dude
Jimmy Wild.
Jimmy Wild with a 93 and one.
Yep. Oh,
93
93 0 and
and
1
one.
Jesus.
boxing record.
Wow.
What the
that's
fuck? But in
crazy.
1914, I mean, who
Hold
are you
on.
competing with?
Hold on one second.
So
All right. Sorry, my little mini me's behind me asking me what's going on. I just told him I'm talking to the broski. But yeah, for sure, man. 100%. Like that's definitely my second honorable mention. So Davis, who you got second honorable mention?
at my number 2,
Yeah.
tough one. So at my number 2, I actually have Mankind.
Mankind,
Yeah.
aka Mick Foley.
Dude, look, AKA Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack.
Okay.
Dude, love. This dude had more handles than 20 pots and pans in your cabinet. Holy shit. He was, yeah.
Wrestling was started because of this guy. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, he was insane, dude. But like, I don't think a lot of people really realize how much physical nonsense that guy went through. Like, even in WWE, right? He was the dude Undertaker threw off the top of a cage all the way down, bro. And he literally got hospitalized with it from that shit for like 3 months or something, or I don't know how.
That
long.
was that date just came up. Like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, or maybe even only a week ago. That this was like the 30-year anniversary or 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Jesus, 20. All right, let's not make me feel too old. Holy shit. God damn, 20.
Wait, that's what it was though.
I know, I know. Yeah, that's pretty
Good
crazy.
time.
2000.
Good times.
That's crazy.
But I gotta go. So I actually, because I couldn't get rid of him, but I just had to put him in there somewhere. I got 3 honorable mentions.
Oh,
So
you got
Stone
three?
Cold.
All right, hold
Yeah,
on.
I do. Stone Cold is my third.
Is your third? Okay, you got a third. This guy here.
Yeah, I had
1, 2,
to.
3. All right, so Stone Cold, your third. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
Stone Cold. I mean, come on, man. Fucking just the intro alone, just the intro alone with the glass breaking, you knew that shit was about to get wild. No matter what.
You know somebody was getting their ass whooped.
Yes, somebody's gonna get shot. To this day, the
Dude.
kids won't let, like point in a direction because if I point, I'm about to stun your ass. Like, hey, what's that over there? They will not look, no matter what, because I'm about to hit them with the stunner.
Dude, dude, that's why, you know, over here you just say, "Hey AI, play the Stone Cold intro," and then that's when they know it's about to go down.
Done. It's the best intro in all of
All the wrestling
wrestling.
history.
Yes, like it's the best intro in my opinion.
Ah, man, is it? Okay, we might have to do an intros video then one day. I don't know. have to
Definitely,
think
because
about it.
that's something I'm into right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's sick. Yeah, he's definitely up there, dude. I mean, like his whole. It's kind of funny too when you look at Stone Cold when he first came in. Same thing. He was a heel, had this little faggy ass looking haircut, right?
Yep.
And then he just changed his whole look and just came out and was like completely different. Again, Attitude Era just came out there with all this swag. Yo, what's up, Massive? Shout out to Massive. What's up, homie? But yeah, man, he's definitely up there, man. All right, so that's your number 3. Well, now you got to give us all your number 2 because me and Davis kept it simple. Your old complex ass.
I had to though, but because I could not get this guy off my list because although he wasn't popular with many other people, I recognized him each time he changed his persona.
Yeah.
Papa Shango,
Papa Shango, who's also he was pimp daddy,
the Godfather.
Pimp C. Oh yeah, Pimp C. Goddamn, that's a rapper. Yeah, the Godfather. Jesus.
He was the Godfather, but he was also the Pimp Father.
Pimp father, yeah.
Yeah, the Pimp Father, Shango.
And he was also Kama, which I didn't know. I had forgotten that one.
Yeah, we'll call him Papa Shango because let's be honest, that was, in my opinion, that was his coolest character he played, right?
It was, but he also put on this new. I mean, with the Godfather, he put on this new thing that didn't exist before, which was just it was a character that you actually like. It was funny. They used the comedy, and that was his main thing. It was comedic.
Well,
Like,
Papa
name-
Shango
name-
wasn't ever comedic to me. If that's what you're talking about.
No, I was talking about The Godfather, not.
Oh, yeah. Godfather was comedy, right? Like, yeah. But
It's
Papa
comedy gold.
Shango,
That's-
Papa Shango was like, I remember the fight with where he made like, and like, you know, I'm sure it was obviously a stage, right? But he made like Ultimate Warrior like have seizures and vomit, right? Like that was crazy to me. I'm like, what is this dude doing? Huh?
He was a voodoo. He was a
Voodoo
voodoo.
head
Yeah.
doctor, man. It's like it was crazy, bro. Papa Shango was like, yeah, he was one of those ones where you loved him or hate him, he's his man.
It's interesting.
He was very interesting.
Like I'd watch that shit. So like I just couldn't get him off my list. So he was my second honorable mention. But then I realized like Stone Cold. I couldn't leave him off of the list entirely.
Hell,
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, that's, I mean, fair, right? Like, fair.
And because it's already been discussed, I'm gonna give you my last honorable mention.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Mankind.
Mankind's your okay. All right, fair.
Yes, he was the reason that I did do backyard wrestling. He was the reason that I liked, because you know the dark shit. Like I liked the weird and the he was the underdog. Like he just like remember the sad story of being locked in the corner.
Yeah, dude. The mandible claw, right? With Sacco.
Yeah, Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, dude. I remember, dude. That shit was crazy, bro. He used to do some of the gnarliest stuff.
Yeah, you know damn well he fucked that sock, and that was part of the storyline.
Yeah, that was super weird. It was so
You had to
weird.
put it in your mouth. That's
put
what made it fucked up.
Yeah, that's. That was really funny when he did it to McMahon. That was great, dude.
That was great.
And what a chance! Like I'm sure Vince McMahon's not on anybody's list, but that dude, as being the CEO and the owner, right? Like the role he played was great, dude. He'd always like play somebody's fall guy all the time. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Dude, and do you remember when he got jacked like a motherfucker?
Oh yeah.
Like it was like, holy shit, what is happening? Obviously steroids, but what the fuck?
Yeah, like dude looked like he ate a few school buses before he came out. Yeah.
Gazira.
And it's funny when you go look at like these guys, like even like Shawn Michaels, right? You go look like The Rock's still juiced out of his mind, but like Sting, even like Ric Flair. You go look at Ric Flair now, dude. Like they just all look like deflated water balloons now, man. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be real. Do you remember, if you want to mention steroids, who do you think of when you think of steroids in wrestling?
Brock Lesnar.
Big Papa Pump. Nah, Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump, number one.
Numero uno. Dude would just Massive said all of them. Yeah, pretty much. But like Big Papa Pump would just come out there flexing his guns, dude, and you're like, yeah, that's not like.
He's Popeye shit.
Dude. And even actually somebody else that really had just like a ridiculously crazy looking physique was Triple H, right? Triple H just fucking like...
Yeah.
Like that dude literally looked like a real life He-Man. Oh, Luger was another one. And if you look at Luger now, you go look at the interviews he's done, that guy looks like a skinny cheerleader, bro. Facts.
Oh, yeah, dude, though, he looks bad.
He looks bad, dude.
He looks Jake the Snake bad, and that's all just drugs and drinking.
Yeah, Jake the Snake Bag. Yeah, that's another guy, dude. Jake the Snake Roberts. Holy shit. Yeah. All right. So we'll go to Davis. What's your number one honorable mention then? You have Mankind at number 2.
I had Mankind at number 2. Chris hit on my number 1, and that was The Undertaker. The Undertaker, bro. Like, I mean, which version you want? You want the rising out of the casket, that Paul Bearer brought to the ring, or we're talking?
Well, that's one thing that was cool about Taker is like he always stayed true to like, yeah, OG Undertaker had the purple and black, but like even when dude started getting older, he came out in the black on the motorcycle, just kind of like a badass. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think at one point we were making fun of Kid Rock the other day. I think at one point his intro song was American Badass by Kid Rock, right? Like he used to pull out on his Harley and just blah, blah, blah. And funny story about Undertaker, I actually met that dude on an airplane, or I actually met him at the airport, and he sat right behind me on the airplane. I knew who it was, And I was like, I saw him in the airport. I'm like, oh shit, that's under. And I didn't make a big scene because because I'm sure a lot of people just didn't know, and I didn't want to cause a big scene. So I just went, hey man, I know who you are. And I was like, can I shake your hand? He was like, yeah. And dude, no lie, dude's bicep looked like a fucking giraffe leg. Dude was huge. He looks as huge as he looks in the ring. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
He always towered over everybody.
Bro, he was insanely large, and the fact that people weren't swarming him at the airport was crazy. And he had his wife with him, and his wife was like 5'4", little blonde situation. And like, I'm like, bro, that's a weird situation to be in right there. I can't imagine being that tall with something that small. Look like a dog dating a cat.
It's just like Kane, bro. Like
Yeah.
Kane is just massive for no reason.
Do you mean the governor of where's he at? Knoxville,
Yeah,
Tennessee?
right, yeah.
Are you serious? I didn't even know that. I
Yeah.
knew that. Wow, that's crazy. He's the governor of Knoxville, Tennessee. Wait, is it not? He's not the governor. He's a mayor.
Mayor.
Mayor. He's the mayor of Knoxville. Holy shit.
He did that shit for a long time.
That was just like, what was the other guy that was like? He was literally the governor of like Wisconsin. Who?
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura. Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah. I forgot Sergeant Slaughter.
You can't, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, he's not on my list, but he was definitely like an influence back in the Hulk Hogan days, and he was really popular because of like Desert Storm, right? Like he was like he came out when Desert Storm was like he came out before that, but he kind of stepped into that whole like
He was G.I. Joe before Desert Storm. That's pretty much what he was. He was G.I. Joe.
Yeah, he was on the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the little dudes that came out and talked to you about, don't have spray paint and shit.
Damn, I didn't get that message. I thought he said dudes do have spray paint.
See, you didn't listen.
So, I have to say, if we're doing a number 3 on the honorable mentions, my toss-up is between Sergeant Slaughter and
Big Boss Man?
That's a good one though. I was gonna say Sergeant Slaughter and either Razor Ramon or Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio, man. What about that earlier?
Well, that's like
That's
3
it.
people. Jesus Christ. All right, I'll put Sergeant Slaughter for you. But Jesus. I mean, I could probably name off 20 different wrestlers I love, but we're trying to keep it to the top. But yeah, that's another. I'll put that one on your list, Davis. I'll put Sergeant Slaughter down as your third. But yeah, Razor Ramon's another one. Shit. Sergeant Slaughter, yeah, they're all good, right? Because Razor Ramon was with what's his name, Diamond Dallas Page, right? They were part of NWO.
DDP didn't come into that until way late.
Too later, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but they were still part of it. They were still part of NWO. Yeah, he had NWO Macho Man, NWO Hogan, NWO Razor Ramon, NWO DDP, Sting, right? Like there was just a bunch of them.
Red and black. I liked it when he did that red and black.
Oh, that was sick, bro.
Yo,
Yeah, there
that
you
shit was just like.
Yeah, that was different too. Then they separated into like the different colors. You're like, oh shit, dude, this
It
out
was
of
the
here.
white. It was the white, and then it was the red, and then it was the Latin World Order.
Oh yeah, Latin LWO. Yeah, I was like Rey Mysterio, Lita. Who else was part of it? Eddie Guerrero. Huh?
Baddest chick. How about that? Baddest chick in all of wrestling.
I don't know, man. China was.
A man.
China was a man. I mean, China was bad. Yeah, Lita was bad.
Women's wrestling.
I don't know, man.
I didn't mean. When I said baddest, I meant like actual looking. I was.
Oh yeah, as far as looks, yeah.
Oh.
Lita was.
Looking? I don't know, man. They were all
Lita.
way too like ass kicked. But yeah, I get why Chris likes Lita. That's definitely more his flavor for sure.
Sure.
That for sure. I never really looked at any of the wrestling chicks like, wow, she's super hot. Like, wow.
What?
Yeah, not
Hold
really,
on.
man.
TNA. Tori.
But like the problem I had with all them, they just treated them like bimbos. You know what I'm saying? Lita was maybe the exception because she was with the Hardy Boys, but like they just treated them like I felt like the way they treated women back then wasn't good. I'll say today, like somebody that looks decent and wrestles is Ric Flair's daughter. She looks good and wrestles.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have that like bimbo-esque, vibe that they try to put on them. You know what I mean?
It's a character. It's what they knew. It's like they talk about American advertising in the '80s. It was all
Dude,
just titties.
you go back
whatever
and you go back and watch how the WWF like just like defiled women back in the '90s. It's disgusting. Like,
yes, I'm with you on that.
like
I'm
if,
with you on
if,
that.
if they did that shit today, they'd be on like the 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
They was not only canceled, man. They gonna have people murdered.
Cancel culture. Yeah, they'd be like, their shit wouldn't even
Have
be
them
on.
all.
Mm-hmm. But
All right, so I'm gonna hit. So because we're going to number one, I'm gonna have to hit my number one because again, it was mentioned. Undertaker is my number one.
All right. Well, okay. All right. Okay. So let's put your. Okay. So your number one's Undertaker. Before we do that, my first honorable mention was Stone Cold, who we talked about. So I'll put him up there. All right. So your number one's Undertaker.
Number one.
Huh?
You got your number one for honorable mention.
Yeah, I just did. I just said it was Stone Cold.
Why?
Just because like it was really a toss up between Stone Cold and The Rock because I really like both of the like you said, their intros, their stage presence. Like hell, even when they used to do fights together, because they actually had a feud for a long time, but they also fought together at one point. So, they were both awesome. They were both in my honorable mentions.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move on to the. I mean, Undertaker was already mentioned, but
And he's your number one. Oh shit.
My number one because again, the intro when it happened, just like with Sting and the disappearing, like he was the first one where they would just the lights go out, and you're like, oh, he could be anywhere. Oh my god, he's in the ring.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know he'd be your number one. I didn't even know he'd be on your list, but that's pretty dope.
The color. I mean, he's the one who got like I started liking black and purple just because of that shit.
Yeah,
like, that was
true.
True.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he did put the black and purple swag on the map, in my opinion, for sure.
And he did it forever. I mean, he just did it forever, and he did it well. I wasn't a big fan of the American Badass era.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really like the Harley shit because I thought it was like I don't like one-dimensional characters. Like that's why I didn't put Triple H on the list because he was just that one-dimensional character until he became insane.
Well, I feel like Triple H, when he was with Shawn Michaels in D-Generation X and X-Pac, that was my favorite Triple H, right? When he branched off and was like playing the like with Stephanie McMahon whole gig thing, like they were co-running it.
You remember what fucking Triple H stands for, right?
No.
It was his first character, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh yeah, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. That's right, Triple H. Yeah, you're right, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Because I remember when we started playing, it was one of the wrestling games on 64. That's what they used to call him, and we were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, really? Oh, okay, yeah, Hunter Hearst. Okay, yeah. All right. That's a dumbass name, yeah, Triple H. Like,
yeah, I'd rather be Triple H than Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
And Massive, you're right. We probably are almost as old as you old Australian bastard. Hope you're doing all right. But yeah, so it's yeah, man. Undertaker for me. I mean, he's not on mine because like Undertaker for me came out too late in the game for me at my age level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he didn't have a great career, and he's not like he'd probably be in my top 10 for sure, but like top 5 he's not, or even a couple of my honorable mentions, but he's right up there, dude. And the fact that I got to meet the guy, he's one of the other wrestler I met was Chris Jericho. That was when we was at the movies that night, and I beatboxed for him. I was like, "Yo, Jericho," and I busted on a beatbox, and he started nodding his head. He was with some chick, right? And like we just thought that was kind of cool. We're like, "Oh shit, Chris Jericho waved at us." Like, do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
It was me, you, back in the day, it was Bobby from the neighborhood, and, like, I think it was his little homie Jimmy. Like, those dudes. We all got dropped off at the movies, and they didn't know who he was. Like I don't think they really watched wrestling. But me and you saw him, and we're like, oh shit, that's Chris Jericho, and we hollered, oh Chris Jericho, and like I beatboxed for him, and he was like, oh shit, like, and I thought that was one of the coolest things ever, right? Like just because I got to meet him, and he's a cool guy, and that's because he lives out in Tampa, right? A lot of the wrestlers did at the time, so you know. But yeah, dude, it's fucking Undertaker's he's awesome, man. He's been in the game. He got into the Hall of Fame too.
Easily, I mean,
yeah,
the very
easily,
first wrestling game, like the WWE one or WWF one that you would play in the arcade.
Yep, he was in that bitch.
He was in that bitch, along with Doink the Clown, but Doink didn't deserve to be there.
Doink, well, wait a minute. Doink the Clown was in the second one. The OG WWE had like Hogan. I think the Warrior was in it. Savage, Earthquake. Undertaker was in
and Doink, and I mean it's the same one.
Doink was in the one that you had on console. He wasn't in the like original arcade WWE, was he? Let me Google that.
I think he was.
I could be wrong. Google.
Because that's the one with Razor Ramon in it.
No. In the original
I swear that's the first one I remember.
WWF arcade game.
Like I remember the really cheesy ones.
No, this one was the OG. Okay, here's who it was. Here's who was in the arcade flyer and who was in WWF Superstars, the first WWF game. It was Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, The Ultimate Warrior, Miss Elizabeth, Ted DiBiase, the Honky Tonk Man, Andre the Giant, and Big Boss Man. They were in the original OG WWF arcade game. The one you're talking about, Chris. Let me Google that shit.
I do remember that one. I remember everybody now. Bam Bam Bigelow. I forgot all about him.
Which WWF game had Doink the Clown?
Mike's chick? His chick?
No, I was saying.
Okay, that was in the one you're talking about, Chris. Was WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. That was when Doink the Clown was in. That came out in '95. That was one. Yeah, man, dude, dude. Let's see, '94. It was in '94 when it came out.
Okay.
Doink is a playable character in Acclaim's 1994 video game WWF Raw, Midway's WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. That was the more popular one. So he was in the '94 game, but the '95 game he was also in.
We had Raw. I mean, that was the first console game that I remember having that was good. The Raw.
Yeah, that was the THQ era of the wrestling games. Yeah. That's what we used to play on 64 and shit. Yeah, dude, I remember. We spent hours on that shit. Hours. Hours.
But so what you got on number one, Davis?
Man, I already put Sergeant Slaughter at 3, so I guess I'm gonna have to go with Rey Mysterio at 1.
No, for top, right?
For number one wrestler.
Yeah.
For top wrestler. No, my top wrestler is hands down is the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. Hands down.
Gorilla Press.
Gorilla Press, dude.
Dude was a savage, bro. Like, yeah.
He covers all of those things we said. Like everything that we loved about other wrestlers, he actually covers. Like I'd say 90% of those with the steroids. With the with the intensity, stage presence.
Yeah.
Like when he came out, it was just his intro, his theme, like all of it. It was all imitatable because you're like, I want to press this motherfucker. Like his gorilla press was the thing. Like he's like, because they had him do the Andre the Giant press too.
Yeah.
But that's when Andre the Giant was weak, and he couldn't help him at all. Like if you watch the one with Hulk Hogan, like he helped him and he went over, but like to actually physically press him like Ultimate Warrior did, that was pure strength of him getting him up. He was just worried about when he put him down because Andre the Giant was in really bad shape at that point.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's a true fact, and a lot of people don't realize this is that, you know, when wrestling really started getting that popularity it did, Andre the Giant was the champion, and Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant, and that's when Andre the Giant, you know, passed the reins down to Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
Well, it's hard not to have him be the champion. It's like, bitch, I can crush your head.
Oh yeah, dude, he was massive.
I can pull a gun on you.
He was massive, bro. He was just
Massive, bro.
massive. Like,
You know, and I feel bad not having him on my list, but I also felt
yeah.
like
But he was past your time. He, like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean, I love that dude. That shit, he was badass. I mean, I went back and watched all the classics.
oh yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine a guy like him taking a different route and playing like basketball and being like the defensive player of the year?
Just stand
Dude.
up, like you can hit the rim because you're a
Andre
foot.
the
I learned a
freaking
lot
giant.
about Andre the Giant when I watched the documentary. I was out of town. Where was I at? I know where I was at. I was in Detroit. And when I went out of town for work, and I was at a hotel, and I was at my room, and I turned on the TV at night, and I saw this documentary. They had this stuff on there about wrestlers, and they had one of the announcers. He was one of the Attitude Era announcers, and he, what was his name? There was the two guys that were always announcing in the Attitude Era, right? And
Jerry Lawler. And,
Jerry Lawler, Jerry the King Lawler, right? I watched a documentary on him and like how he got started, where he came from. Like, dude, what a gnarly story with that guy, right? Like, but I mean, he was in the 70s, right? He came out in the late 70s, early 80s, man. And
Oh shit!
and you know, all he did, like, he started out as he was drawing. I think he was like drawing the flyers or some shit. Like, I forget what his story was, but he got into wrestling in a really weird way because he's from Nashville. So he started before WWF even was like, you know, a thing. You know what I mean? And
he was just on a different circuit. He was on the Tennessee circuit.
Yeah, he was on a different circuit, and then they got rid of the whole circuit bullshit. Well, they didn't get rid of it, but it just kind of phased out after WWF really became popular.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see the knockoffs. They want to see that was the real thing.
That was like the real shit. We gotta go see all the big times. But yeah,
Big time.
so I know my number one was mentioned too, man. My number one's Ric Flair, and that only changed for me because when I was a little kid, it was Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. But like as I got older and I've went back and like kind of watched some of the Ric Flair stuff, and I followed him recently, dude. Like he was just wild, dude. He's like the best freestyle rapper of the WWF in my opinion. Because he would get up there and talk and just like shut it down. With like
He was one of the best shit talkers out there.
Talk game was like on 10, bro.
Yeah, it was insane, and I love that about him, and just his whole like vibe, like woo, like, you know, and it's for me, like definitely my number one's Ric Flair. So this is a good list though.
He was a heel so many times, but it didn't matter. His charisma allowed him to be a heel and then still be relatable or still be likable.
I have to say, Ric Flair brought pimp into the game, bro.
Oh,
Literally, oh yeah, for sure. Styling and profiling. Let's see who. I think it's. Yeah, see, Ric Flair is number one with John Cena. John Cena and Ric Flair both won 16 titles. Triple H has won 14. So, I mean, and look how old he is, dude. That's
I
crazy.
didn't realize Heyman won that many times.
I mean, I could seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time when it was getting stripped and then going back to him and then get stripped and then going back to him. Like he was just collecting those titles like real quick.
Yeah. No,
Wow, it's
like
crazy.
I felt like it got watered down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Big Show has won just as many titles as the Undertaker. Let that sink in.
That's bullshit.
The Big Show,
At
another
7.
man.
Yeah, 7. So Ric Flair and John Cena are tied at 16. And that's somebody, John Cena's a great wrestler, just not on my list because it was after my time of really watching wrestling. It's the same thing with like Roman Reigns like he has the record for owning and holding the title the longest, right?
That's a lame title.
What's that?
That's a lame title.
A lame title? Damn.
Not really.
Damn. I mean, because when you go and you look at this list, the only other person that's super new on this list is Daniel Bryan. He's newer, right? CM Punk, newer. But Daniel Bryan's only had it 5 times, CM Punk 6 times.
CM Punk is not newer, really.
Mm,
Like CM Punk's been around since the mid 2000s.
well, right, but
Yeah.
he's still newer because all these other guys. Listen to all these other guys. Okay, the Sandman, right? Which I think is also Dustin Rhodes, right? Is it?
That's a
No,
old school.
that's an ECW guy. And then let's see, Chris Jericho's on there, Booker T's on there, Kevin Nash, Stone Cold, Randy Savage, Kurt Angle, Big Show, Undertaker, Bret Hart. I'm sorry I really hate to say this, and I know this person's an older wrestler, Harley Race.
I don't know that one.
Harley Race has 8 titles, which is more than Bret Hart, Undertaker, Big Show, Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, Randy Savage. They're like, yeah, this list is scary. Here, I'll post this link I'll give you this link, Chris, in the Discord.
Yeah.
There you go. I sent you the link, but Brock Lesnar has 11 titles along with Edge.
Most of those are tag team titles.
Yeah, no, individual championships.
Oh, word? Fucking,
Yep.
Dude, he had the.
Yep.
They were going back and forth on those. Edge and Christian went back and forth on those tag titles for a minute.
Oh,
Tag
yeah,
team
tag
wrestling got real big for a minute. Best. Okay, just for fun.
For a
best tag
minute,
team.
it's still big. Just for like Legion of Doom for me, easy.
Legion of Doom is a goodie.
Legion of Doom. I'm gonna go old school, and I don't know if most people don't even remember these two, but you guys are wrestler enthusiasts, so I'm gonna say Flying Brian and Z-Man.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay. That's some old school shit for sure.
Bro, Flying Brian and Z-Man were like the first, to me, like for my eyes, they were the first high flying, you know what I'm saying, like high octane tag team to ever, like really do it. Granted, yeah, there was the Road Warriors. There was a lot of good, but just for me personally, like the first high octane tag team that I ever seen was Flying Brian and Z-Man.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom for me just because they were just so badass back then. Like they just look fucking scary to me.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I mean, everybody likes their shit. I mean, what is it? Georgia State is the ones that wear the pads to the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia State, I love that shit. I was like, man, we should have done that. Let me see. Best tag team to me is gonna have to be. Ooh, fuck, that's hard because I just thought about Bret Hart and Owen Hart, the Hart Foundation.
The Hart Foundation. Yeah, that was a good one too.
I love them.
Yeah.
But I probably got to go with what the fuck was it? It was
Was it Edge and Christian? Was it Hardy Boys or was it Dudley Boys?
oh yeah, it was Hardy Boys. It was the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys. Yeah. They were sick, dude.
But Lita helped out with that.
Right. Yeah. They were like yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
They were the first. I mean, they were high flyers. Their music was good. The intro to, and then those ladder chair matches. They are the ones who set it off for the WWF while ECW was getting big doing it.
Yeah, and see, I'm looking at this list too. Like, you got Sting and The Rock sharing 8th and 9th place at 10 wins. And then Brock Lesnar and Edge sharing 6th and 7th place at 11 wins. Hulk Hogan number 5 at 12 wins. And then Randy Orton and Triple H with 14 wins each. And then John Cena and Ric Flair at number 1 with 16 each.
What about tag team? Who's the most successful tag team you figure?
I mean, we can look it up. It's easy.
I would have to say,
Before you
look it up, I'm gonna have to say the Hardy Brothers, Hardy Boys. Yeah.
What is the most winning tag team?
Yeah.
Let's see. Dudley Boys, 10 reigns.
The Dudley Boys, bro. I
Yeah.
forgot about them.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Number 10. 10 equals. Oh, wow. Multiple. Wow. There's. Hold on. Jesus. Okay. Wait a minute. This list is weird. It's just the way they got it set up isn't like a list. You got to read a fucking book. Hold on. 7, 6, 1. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I take that back, sirs. I take it back. Hold on. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, this list is not. I'm looking.
Get it. Have another list, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry. That's okay.
It's coming up in the fucked up list.
Well, it
Still,
does.
still.
Okay, list of. Okay. What? What? Oh my god, and this list is just fucking weird.
Young
What?
Jamie could have already taken care of it.
Sorry, bro. The problem is when you look it up. No. List of tag. Okay. All right, hold on. Let's do it like this. Most winning tag team champions. WWE. There we go. Yeah, keeps bringing me back to this list that I just don't fucking understand. 12 reigns, 14
All
reigns.
right,
Okay,
all
all right, here it is. So actually, Edge. So this is what it's doing. It's not telling me the tag team that's won the most. It's telling me the individual person that's won the most tag team titles. Okay.
Got you.
Because Edge and Christian is okay. So number one is Edge. It's a tie for number one. Number one is Edge with 14 reigns, because he had Christian, and then he had Chris Jericho, and then he had fucking Chris Benoit. He won one with Hulk Hogan. He won it with Rey Mysterio, and he won it with Ray Orton. So the dude's been in more tag teams than anybody. Holy shit.
Slut.
Yeah. And then the second is Kofi Kingston. Same amount. He's had 14 reigns. Kofi's reign have come with Xavier Woods, as mentioned, 8 of which featured Big E. 3 remaining reigns prior to the formation of the group is with R-Truth, Evan Bourne, I know who these, and CM Punk. So Kofi Kingston's another newer wrestler that he's a good wrestler, but, right? Number 3 is Kane, has 12 reigns as the Big Red Machine, because him and The Undertaker. And then he was also, if you remember this, you guys like Mankind and McFoley, he was also with them. And he also had it with Big Show, and he also had it with X-Pac. And a soul reign with Daniel Bryan. Holy shit, Kane's been around forever. He's like The Undertaker, dude. He was in the game for a long time.
He was the answer to, the supernatural vibe, in fucking WWE. Because they were like, all right, we got the Undertaker, but nobody else has supernatural powers.
Yeah.
Plus,
Number 6 is tied. Number 6 is tied. 3 ways. 6 is tied 3 ways with Billy Gunn, Matt Hardy, and Xavier Woods.
I remember Badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah, he split his reigns with let's see, 3 different partners. 2 of his kayfabe life partner Chuck Palumbo, 2 of his kayfabe brother Bart, and of course the remaining 6 is the New Age Outlaws alongside Road Dogg. Wow, that's crazy. And then Matt Hardy, obviously. Matt Hardy, but he was also with a tag team with Bray Wyatt, that crazy-ass dude.
See, I don't know nothing about anything.
Yeah, the newer stuff, yeah. Xavier Woods, again, that's with the Kofi Kingston. He's one half of that group. And then the 7th is, with 10 reigns, is the Dudley Boys. They had 10 reigns. Jeff Hardy with 9 reigns, which would obviously be, I don't know where Matt Hardy is on the list, but Jeff Hardy only had 9. There's Christian at 9 as well. So him and Christian, Jeff Hardy and Christian tied at 9. And then 10's multiple wrestlers with 8 reigns. The Usos, which is a new tag team with, what's that guy's name? The Usos. Roman Reigns. Big E. I don't like these. Yeah, these are guys I don't even know. Like, but yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, they're like in the circuit with like The Rock and Rikishi and like all them guys. Like they all know each other. Families wrestle together.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is related to The Rock somehow, right?
Yeah. I think he's like his cousin or something.
Some shit. That's like Superfly Snuka's The Rock's uncle or some shit, right?
That's his Superfly is his uncle, and
His
then
uncle.
the Rocky Maivia is his grandpa.
Right. How's Roman Reigns related to
Yeah.
The Rock? There it is. They belong to the same famous wrestling Anoa family and refer to each other as cousins. Yeah, The Rock's grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, was blood brothers with the Reigns and the Usos' grandfather. Okay, so that's why. So the pair don't actually share the same blood. So they just grew up
Right.
in the same wrestling family. So that's why they call each other
Yeah.
cousins. Okay, I get it.
That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
So we gonna cut out on that. We hit through the list, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. Yeah, y'all dip out. I'll put the I got the list in the chat here, so I'll throw that up with the YouTube video, man. And you boys have a good night. And again, Chris, if you get something, I mean, I do the same thing. I stream on Fridays, so if we do this, cool. If we don't, I'm just playing some CS:GO or Valorant or a
Football
game.
next. Football's
Yeah, we'll do that.
Football,
And then
football. Well, Chris is different. Chris isn't a pro football. He's a college football guy. And you don't
Yeah.
have like your top 5. I mean, I could do my top 5 favorite football teams and why, but I don't know if Chris could. But how about this? I picked these 2 topics. You pick the next topic. How about that?
I got it. I got some topics. I'll throw some ideas around and see what you think. I'll send them in the chat.
Top 5 point guards, top 5 centers.
Man, that might be tough for me. I don't even know some of these players' positions, if I'm being real honest. I know I could do quarterbacks. I could do quarterbacks and wide receivers and maybe even running backs.
Yep.
Oh, I was talking NBA.
Yeah, you were talking.
Oh, point guards NBA for sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Point guard. Yeah.
Yeah, you talking basketball. Like I couldn't give you top 5 of anything because I don't know a damn person's name.
I could tell you my 5 favorite basketball players and why. I just wouldn't be able to tell you what their exact positions were.
I could tell you of all time. I couldn't tell you currently. I don't watch basketball like that anymore.
Yeah.
I could do some.
Okay.
I could throw some current guys in there. I don't watch it as much as I used to. I still like to turn it on every once in a while. But yeah, man. Yeah, just think of something. I'm sure you come up with something we could do a top 5 on. And then obviously if David's going to be there, cool. Or we'll bring on another special guest if we need to. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. I'll hit you up, see what's good with you.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
All right, appreciate you,
All
man.
right. Hey, toodles.